Live talking the NFL draft. I know free agency is here first, but I like talking NFL draft, baby. Who are my favorite players in this draft? Let's get into it. Let me know in the comments down below who is your favorite player in this year's draft, and I'll let you know mine. Let's go! NFL fans, we are discussing this year's NFL draft. I'm very, very excited about the draft. Not necessarily the deepest talent pool, but I do think some of these NFL draft prospects are going to surprise some people, man. I really, really do. I'm a big fan of a bunch of guys in this draft. I think there's going to be some underdogs that end up being very, very good contributors. I think in the second round, especially, I think we're going to find a lot of value there in this year's draft. You know, I started breaking down a little bit earlier my big board. We're going to talk about my big board a little bit for sure. We're going to talk about the draft, where these potential teams could go, and we could do a mock draft right here, right now. First round. Let's do it. Let's do a mock draft here live tonight for our 1 hour live stream. And first on the clock is the Titans, guys. What do the Titans do with the number 1 pick? There's a lot of variables going into this pick on where the Titans could potentially go. Do they go Abdul Carter? Do they go defense? Do they pick one of the quarterbacks, whether that's Shedeur Sanders or Cam Ward? Or do they trade down? I think trading down with the Giants is a serious possibility. Yeah, so I like Cam Ward. I like his moxie, but if you look at his stats, I mean, they're kind of not awesome. A lot of fumbles. And from like what I'm reading is he's got really small hands. You know what I mean? So if you look at his stats, not great. Not great. Yeah, the more I think about it, the more I think they're going to trade this pick. And he's bounced around. You know what I mean? He found a home in Miami, but he played a lot of other places. You know what I mean? It's just like he throws a lot of picks. He gets sacked a lot too. You know what I mean? Like if you look at his career in totality, a lot of sacks, man. 2021, he played 5 years in college, right? He's got a ton of experience. But at WSU, Washington State, dude, like 46 sacks. 46? Then he got sacked 38 and then 22. A lot of sacks. A lot of interceptions, man. Over his college career, 5 years there, he's got 14, 23, 30, 37 interceptions. So is that guy worth the number 1 pick? I don't know. I don't know, guys. I'm not sure. I don't know. I don't really see Cam Ward as a true number 1 pick guy. But some of these teams are super desperate for a quarterback. Oh, thanks, man. Got a little Saquon Barkley. Jumping it up. New York Jets, Super Bowl 2042. That sounds about right. Sounds about right. Definitely sounds about right. I mean, everyone needs a good cheeseburger break. I love myself a good In-N-Out burger, guys. NFL fans, where are you at? What is going on? Welcome to the live chat, everyone. I appreciate you tuning in, stopping by, hanging out, saying what's up to the J All Day show. But I do think trading that pick makes a lot of sense. But for this exercise, I'm not going to do any trades. I don't know. Yeah, I mean, some people are like Shedeur Sanders he's more of an accurate quarterback. Cam Ward has more of the tools. You know what I mean? So I don't know. So I gotta watch some more tape on Cam Ward. Out of the guys that I've seen, he looked pretty good. So I don't know. Do they like Will Levis enough? Ooh, what kind of Cooper DeJean rookie card? What kind of packs were you busting open? The Jets over the Eagles, huh? How many Super Bowls have the Jets won in the last, I don't know, 50 years? Not a lot. Not a lot. Go Birds! Let's go. Oh, thanks. The one and only Nicole. Thank you. I appreciate your kind words. 49 what? 49 what? NFL fans, welcome to the J All Day Sports Show. I appreciate you tuning in, hanging out as we talk about the NFL draft. Titans, I think, yeah, maybe they go Cam Ward. Cam Ward. And now the Browns are up at number 2. Shedeur Sanders. Grant, what's going on, dude? Brenda Weaver, what's up? Talking some NFL football. The Browns are on the clock in this mock draft, guys. Browns are on the clock. I think they go Travis Hunter. They have a need at cornerback. Pairing him up with Denzel Ward makes a lot of sense. It's been pretty well known that Shedeur Sanders does not want to go there. Jalen, what's going on, buddy? So, Cam Ward goes 1 to the Titans. Travis Hunter goes 2 to the Browns. And that makes it perfect for the Giants and Shedeur Sanders. It makes too much sense. They need a quarterback. Shedeur Sanders is on the board. Brenda, fly, Eagles, fly. Let's go. Now, the Patriots are on the board at number 4. That's where things get interesting. Do they pass up on Abdul Carter? Do they pass up on Abdul Carter? That's the question. Patriots fans, if the board falls this way, are going to be asking themselves. Can you pass up on Abdul Carter at number 4? You need offensive line help, but that defensive line is pretty trash. If Abdul Carter's on the board, you probably got to go Abdul Carter, right, Patriots fans? You gotta go. Gotta go. You gotta go Abdul Carter, man. I'm taking Abdul Carter. If I'm the Patriots, the defensive line, is not very good. I'm telling you. I think if you look at this D-line, passing up on a talent like Abdul Carter would be insane on so many levels. Right? So if the board falls this way, I'm going Abdul Carter, 4 to the Patriots, guys. Abdul Carter. What pick does Arizona have? 16. 16. All right, so far we got Ward, Hunter, Sanders, and Abdul Carter. Number 4 going to the Patriots. I know they need offensive line help, but they could fill out the draft a little later. Passing up on Abdul Carter would be insane. Would be insane. Yo, Bob, Howie Roseman took that beer can right to the dome. E-A-G-L-E-S, Eagles. What's going on, Bryce? Now, Jaguars are up at pick 5. Mason Graham is on the board. Teterow, McMillan, Ashton Genty, Malachi Starks, Will Campbell. For me, the Jaguars have a much bigger need at D-line than they do anywhere else. If you look at their defensive line, guys, for the Jaguars, it's straight ass. They are trash inside. They got Hines Allen, but the rest of the D-line is absolute trash. A guy like Mason Graham makes perfect sense. He goes number 5 in my mock draft to the Jaguars. Now, Luther Burden's probably going to be a mid-first round pick from my understanding. Now the Raiders are on the board at pick 6. Tet McMillan, Ashton Genty, Malachi Starks, Will Campbell, Luther Burden, Jody Barron, Tyler Warren, all on the board. They're not going to go tight end. They could go wide receiver here, man. You know, they don't got a quarterback that can throw the ball, but they need a true number one wide receiver, though. I honestly think Ashton Jeanty is in play as well for the Raiders. I really do. I think they might, especially because they don't have a quarterback, want to establish the run. The Raiders go crazy, guys, and take Ashton Jeanty at number 6. Take him at number 6. Shedeur Sanders went number 3 to the Giants, guys. So far in our little mock draft, everyone, here's how it's looking. So far here, we got Ward number 1, Hunter, Sanders, Abdul Carter, Mason Graham, Jeanty to the number 6 picking Raiders. Now the Jets are on the clock at number 7, guys. On the board at number 7. They need a quarterback, D-line, D-back help. Malachi Starks is really interesting for the Jets here. Definitely very, very interesting for sure. Very interesting in my opinion. You know, you're looking at the board now for the Jets. Interior defensive line. A guy like Mike Green is interesting as well. Edge. Will Johnson, the cornerback from Michigan. He's interesting. Yeah, the tight end, you know, but like drafting offense for the Jets doesn't make a lot of sense. Like you have this great tight end, but you don't have a quarterback, right? So it's like, why are you going to draft a tight end if you can't throw the ball? You know what I mean? Offensive line needs help. I definitely think tackles in play. I think the Jets go Will Campbell from LSU. They need offensive line help. Both of their tackles, Morgan Moses and Tyron Smith, are old as shit. So, Will Campbell goes number 7. Now, the Carolina Panthers are on the board at 8. D-line help, a true linebacker. There are a lot of NFL pundits are drafting the linebacker Jihad Campbell to the Carolina Panthers at 8. So that's what a lot of people... Yeah, the Jets need a lot of help everywhere, absolutely. What's up, Caden? What's going on, guys? Welcome to the J All Day Sports Show. If you haven't yet, hit that like button and subscribe to the channel. We're doing a mock draft right now. They need defensive help. Yeah, that's another team that, like, wide receiver is interesting for them. Tetero McMillan is still on the board. You know, do you give Bryce Young that true number 1 wide receiver, right? Yeah, I think Tet McMillan goes to the Panthers at number 8. I'm going Tet McMillan to the Panthers at number 8. Now, the Saints are on the board at 9. You like it? You like this fresh little Eagles gear? You know it. You know it. I think I got it on Fanatics. All right, guys, we're on pick number 9. The Saints are on the board. Wide receiver, tight end, D-line. Luther Burden III is definitely in play. Yeah, there's no way Tyler Warren makes it to 31, Bryce. No way. No way, dude. You know, the Saints, you take a look at the Saints team, they need some desperate D-line help as well. As we look at the Saints, you know, Carl Granderson actually had a really good year for them. You know, linebackers in play. Interior defensive line is a huge need. And Chase Young, I don't think he's going to be back next year. We'll have to see. But if Chase Young isn't there, thinking going edge might be really interesting. Might be really interesting. Let's see. The Saints are picking at number 9. Luther Burden is on the board as well. They do need some D-line help. Let's bring James Pierce, the pass rusher, to the Saints at number 9. They need pass rush bad. Seymour Butts. Seymour Butts. No one sees more butts than you, Uncle Tony. Name that movie, Bob. Name that movie, Bob. No one sees more butts than you, Uncle Tony. Come on, Bob. You'll be my favorite person ever if you can name that movie. All right, now the Bears are up at number 10, guys. I think Mike Green could definitely go to the Bears. They could draft one of the offensive linemen. When you look at the Bears roster, they have a lot of needs. Let's see where the Bears go. Picking at number 10. They could use a true edge rusher for sure, man. Cornerbacks in play, safeties in play. Malachi Starks is definitely in play. But Bears fans, I'm giving you the monster, Mike Green, at number 10. Number 10, Mike Green. Dude, Mike Green's tape is so sick, man. He is unbelievable. No one sees more butts than you, Uncle Tony. Yeah, Jalen Walker's definitely in play there. But I like Mike Green, man. Bring them a huge pass rusher, man, to get them off the field on third down. Now the 49ers are up at pick 11. For me, they're going offensive line. Josh Simmons, to me, he has the best tape in this draft class in the offensive line. He does have some injury concerns, so we got to follow up on the medicals. But if he's healthy, Josh Simmons goes to the 49ers at pick 11. Yeah, Jalen Hurts is worse than Mac Jones. Okay. Yo, you're compensating hard, bro. Now, the Cowboys are up at pick 12. Cowboys are up, guys. The Dallas Cowgirls are up picking at 12. Malachi Starks, the safety. Luther Burden, the third. Jody Barron, the corner. Tyler Warren is available, too. They do got some interior defensive linemen I like Kenneth Grant and Walter Nolan. You know, Michael Williams and Shamar Stewart are in play too, but they're a bit of a reach. I think Luther Burden, the third. We need another wide receiver. Brandon Cooks is a free agent. CeeDee Lamb can't do it all by himself. Luther Burden goes to the Cowboys at pick 12. Heavyweights, Grant, you are the man. You are the man, Grant. You are the man. No one sees more butts than you, Uncle Tony. Woo! You guys are awesome. I love you guys. That's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm talking about. All right, guys. Now the Dolphins are up at pick 13. They're taking Kelvin Banks. They need offensive line help desperately. Tua is he's like one hit away from being scrambled eggs the rest of his life. Kelvin Banks goes to the Miami Dolphins at 13. And Tyler Warren, this is an easy pick, goes to the Colts at 14. Tyler Warren is such a weapon, man. The best tight end in this draft class. So amazing. You know the Eagles are better than the Chiefs all day. All day. All right, now the Falcons are up picking at 15. They need a pass rusher desperately. Michael Williams is the best pass rusher left available. Best edge defender, in my opinion. Michael Williams goes to the Falcons at 15. All right, guys, almost halfway done. Now, Arizona Cardinals are picking now at number 16. Where do the Cardinals go, guys? Malachi Starks is very interesting at the safety spot. Jody Barron, the corner, very interesting as well. The Arizona Cardinals, when we look at their team, they need help in a lot of places. A lot of places the Arizona Cardinals could use help. You know, Budda Baker's getting older and older. Linebacker, you know what? I might, D-line, their D-line is so bad. Oh, they need D-line help so bad. It's so horrible. Kenneth Grant, he's the guy. He goes to the Cardinals at 16. Man, the Cardinals' defensive line is so unbelievably bad. Yeah, I mean, the flu in California has been crazy this year, man. I do love Will Johnson as well. The cornerback, he is a great talent. Some injury concerns on Will Johnson. All right, now the Bengals are on the board, guys. The Cincinnati Bengals are on the board. Where do the Bengals go from here, guys? Bengals on the board. Bengals on the board. Cincinnati Bengals, they're definitely going defense, right? No other way around it. They got to go defense. They got to. The Bengals defense was so unbelievably terrible last year. There's no other way they can go in this first round, in my opinion. They gotta go. Dude, Grant, I know they need corners, but man, look at that D-line. Go on PFF and look at the D-line. They got the worst D-line in the NFL. Straight up. Awful. They're so bad on the D-line. All right, here we are in the base defense for the Bengals, guys. Safety is a huge concern. I see the biggest red flag on the D-line and the safety. Malachi Starks' fall drops at 17. He becomes the new general and captain of the defense, guys. Malachi Starks goes to the Cincinnati Bengals at 17. He becomes the general of that defense, right? They need a guy who could come up, make plays on the run. You need a guy who can make plays on deep balls. Malachi Starks is that guy. Yeah, and then Saquon carried them all year, and then Jalen Hurts balled out in the Super Bowl, completing 77% of his passes. Kenneth Grant's already taken, man. Kenneth Grant went to the Cardinals at 16. Malachi Starks goes to the Cincinnati at 17. Now, Seattle Seahawks. This is a pick that might surprise some people, right? We look at linebacker. They need a general on that defense as well. A solid linebacker. Jahad Campbell goes to the Seattle Seahawks. They do need some offensive line help, but I think they can address that in the second and third round. Jahad Campbell goes to the Seahawks at 18. They're another defense that needs a general, man. They need a big-time general there. You know it. Saquon Barkley, baby! Jalen, thank you so much, man. Yeah, Jahdae Barron's still on the board here. I think Tampa Bay Buccaneers could be an interesting spot for Jahdae Barron. He continues to climb up draft boards each and every week. Jahdae Barron looks really, really good. You know, you look at the corners, Zion McCollum, fifth round pick, not great. Their safeties are really bad too there. Yeah, maybe I think they have other needs than cornerback. Tampa Bay. Walter Nolan makes a lot of sense. They need some D-line help too. Vita Vea is getting older. Vita Vea is hitting 30. He's great in the middle of that defense, but they really could use another edge defender to go with Diaby. And offensive line, center is a big need. Left guard is a big need for them. Yeah, it'll be interesting to see where they go. Jahdae Barron definitely played a lot in the slot too. He could play anywhere. He's so versatile, Will Johnson's on the board as well. Emeka Egbuka, Walter Nolan, Derek Harmon, the interior defensive lineman. Shamar Stewart, the edge defender. Yeah, I think Shamar Stewart might be the guy. He goes to Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Yeah, I saw Debo in that Eagles shirt, man. That was pretty cool. All right, now, the Broncos are picking at number 20. I think that tight end Colston Loveland from Michigan is screaming going to the Broncos here, man. But they could use some linebacker help, another wide receiver. Emeka Egbuka is interesting for me as well for the Broncos. Give Bo Nix another solid wide receiver. Egbuka can play all over the lineup. He's a very talented wide receiver, guys. I do love some Emeka Egbuka, guys. Very, very talented player. That's interesting. Matthew Golden from Texas I like as well. When you look at the Denver Broncos, Bo Nix could use some weapons, right? Bo Nix definitely needs some weapons, right? Bo Nix could use another wide receiver. A tight end, they need a tight end so bad. Colston Loveland goes to the Broncos at number 20, the second best tight end in this draft. Very talented guy. Pittsburgh Steelers are up. They need a corner desperately. Jahdae Barron or Will Johnson. Jahdae Barron, super, super talented guy. 5'11", 200. Will Johnson, 6'2", 202. I think Will Johnson's the pick here. Will Johnson goes to the Pittsburgh Steelers at pick 21. Now, we're up 22. Chargers on the clock. They need running back, wide receiver, tight end, edge defender for the Chargers. Emeka Egbuka. Give Justin Herbert some more weapons. They need another wide receiver. Egbuka goes to the Chargers at number 22, guys. Guys, if you're new to the channel, my name's Jay, host of the Jay All Day Sports Show. Don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe to the channel, guys. We're getting closer and closer to 15,000 subscribers, guys. It's all because of you. I appreciate you guys. Thank you so much. Let's go. Let's go. Go Birds. Go Birds. Guys, we're talking the NFL draft right now. We're on pick 23. The Green Bay Packers are on the clock here. Cornerback, I think Jair Alexander's deal, they're talking about reworking it or trading him or moving on. I don't know. We'll have to see how that plays out. But the Packers could definitely use another cornerback, in my opinion, to go along. Nixon didn't have the greatest year. And when you go into nickel, Bullard, the safety, they had him playing at nickel. Didn't work out too well for him. They could go edge or cornerback in this spot. Most of the solid edge guys are gone. Nick Scourton is there as well. But Jody Barron is just too good to pass up. He's too good to pass up. All my life. You know it. You know it all my life. Now, Minnesota Vikings are on the board. They need interior defensive line help. Walter Nolan is one of my favorite players in this draft from Ole Miss. He goes to the Vikings at 24. Here's a little recap. We went Cam Ward, Travis Hunter, Shedeur Sanders, Abdul Carter to the Patriots, and Mason Graham to Jacksonville at number 5. 6 through 10, Genty goes to the Raiders. Tetairoa McMillan goes to the Panthers at 8. Mike Green, surprise, surprise, goes to the Bears at 10, guys. Now, Houston Texans are on the board. Christina Amaral, welcome to the live chat. They need some interior defensive line help too. Derek Harmon, he's the best player left on the board, goes to the Texans at 25. Rams need a cornerback desperately, guys. They also need a left tackle. Armand Membu, super, super good year. They definitely need some tackle help. Armand Membu goes to the LA Rams, guys, at pick 26. Now, we have the Baltimore Ravens picking at 27. Matthew Golden from Texas seems like the perfect fit there. He really took over as the number 1 wide receiver for the Texas Longhorns. 6 foot 105, pretty decent size. Matthew Golden goes to the Rams at pick 27. Go Birds! Guys, if you're new to the channel, my name's Jay, host of the Jay All Day Sports Show. Make sure you hit that like button and subscribe to the channel. Appreciate you guys. Now, the Detroit Lions are on the clock at pick 28. The Lions had a very disappointing playoff run this year, guys. Very, very disappointing. Aiden Hutchinson needs a partner in crime on the edge. Terrion Arnold was awful this year. 50 overall grade. He was an absolute bust so far. Not looking good. They might need another wide receiver too. Guard. Tyler Glasgow, they could use some offensive line help, but this roster is pretty damn good. I think edge. Edge makes sense. Guard makes sense. Gray Sable is a tackle, but he's more of a guard in my opinion. I think, oh man, what do we do? Nick Scourton from Texas A&M? Yeah. Nick Scourton from Texas A&M is a Detroit Lion. He's a Detroit Lion, guys. Now, Washington Commanders, who came out of nowhere and made it to the NFC Championship game, got their asses kicked by the Eagles, but they also kicked the Lions' butt in Detroit. Very impressive, guys. Very, very, very impressive. They need cornerback help desperately. The best guy on the board is Trey Amos from Ole Miss. Trey Amos goes to the Commanders. They need a cornerback. They got to cover really good wide receivers. CeeDee Lamb, A.J. Brown, Devontae Smith, Malik Neighbors. They have to go cornerback here. No doubt about it. No doubt about it. And then the Buffalo Bills are now up at pick 30. They could go wide receiver, D-line, linebacker, cornerback. You know, interior defensive line makes a lot of sense for them. Darius Alexander from Toledo. He's been rising up draft boards. He's really impressive, dude. This guy, Darius Alexander out of Toledo. Quinyon Mitchell, former #1 pick from the Eagles, had a monster year, came out of Toledo. 6'4", 310. I love this pick for the Bills at pick 30. Now, at pick 31, Kansas City Chiefs are on the board. They desperately need offensive line help. Desperately. Now, is that Gray Zabel, Josh Connerly Jr.? Josh Connerly Jr. is a great pass blocker. 6'4", 315. Gray Zabel, he's more, I think, of a guard at the next level. Most people think that. So Josh Connerly Jr. goes to the Kansas City Chiefs at pick 31. Now, the Philadelphia Eagles are on the board at pick 32. Where do the Eagles go? This guy has been on the board a lot. I do like Ben Morrison from Notre Dame. He's very, very interesting. So is TJ Sanders from South Carolina. For me, it's TJ Sanders, Ben Morrison, or Donovan Ezeraku. Kind of a smaller guy. Definitely that more outside linebacker type. 6'2", 247. He's got pretty good juice. 14 sacks, 20 hits, 26 hurries. Could, really help the Eagles in the pass rush game. Donovan Ezeraku goes to the Philadelphia Eagles at pick 32. NFL fans, here is our mock draft. Let me know your favorite team, and I'll tell you who we picked. Cam Ward goes #1 to the Titans. Shedeur Sanders goes #3 to the New York Giants. Abdul Carter goes #4 to the Patriots. Eagles get Donovan Ezeraku, the pass rusher, outside linebacker. Jahad Campbell, the linebacker, goes to Seattle. Luther Burden, the third, goes to the Dallas Cowboys. Ashton Jeanty goes to the Raiders, guys. Very interesting draft for us here, guys. Love it. The Steelers took cornerback Will Johnson from Michigan. That's a great pick for the Steelers, man. That pick falling to them at number 21 is an amazing pick. Super solid pick, guys. So that's my first round mock draft, guys. Make sure you hit that like button and subscribe to the channel. We're closing in, guys, on 14,200. Only 6 more subscribers. If you could hit that like button and subscribe to the channel, that would mean the world to me. I appreciate you guys tuning in, hanging out with the Jay All Day Sports Show. We're going to wrap it up tonight. I'm going to do more live mock drafts with you guys, a bunch before the draft. Free agency will be here before you know it. I know the NFL season's over, so not a lot of people are excited to talk football, but I always am. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. Don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe to the channel, and we'll catch you on the next video. Peace.